Hello and welcome, ladies and gents. Apologies for the pretty extended delay between the maps. Of course, with a CSGO update, it means we need to update everything our side. And of course, finally that is done and dusted. And now we can get back in towards the game. Map number 2 on the card is 00Nation's pick. It's Overpass. And they've already got a dominant map under their belt.
Yeah, after a bit of a prolonged break, though, will they keep that pace up is the question. Oh, perhaps Dumao already shutting down the aggression. I thought Lubbock's actually going to get the drop on him, but no, not quite. The Glock instead reigns supreme and a ton of damage than the Piriazin as well. So this is not looking great for PLANO to kick things off here in the pistol round, and what really is a necessity on this CT side, I would say, if they don't want things to spiral out of control as they did on the previous map. Return at least onto Dumao eventually, but it was very costly, and they've lost the A bomb site in the meantime.
Space, a little bit of space to work with. A lot of damage dealt over towards our player, which makes this, gotta say, pretty difficult to work in their favor. Bomb will go down. Now, Taco, how does he set himself up here? As Lato's got space, but is he cleared? He isn't. Not confirmed, but thankfully, will be seen up on nonetheless. Not too bad at all. They're going 1-for-1. A lot of fights being taken here, and thankfully everything seems to be seen off relatively comfortably. And yeah, should be all good now. Colzera left in a position where surely this should be doable. Lord, I missed out. As long as he doesn't get tagged, the headshot, it would be okay. But the jumping shot towards SA said, we'll see it off. And ladies and gentlemen, we're locked into a first round for 00Nation.
Yeah, it instantly traded out to his knife there as well. Knew he hit the one tap, but yeah, that was crazy. I mean, the constant back and forth, it was just 1-for-1-for-1-for-1. On a moment dullness really during that retake. On the force buy here as well, PLANO not willing to take an eco and try and get an early buy, instead wanting to press the issue while they can in these early stages. And well, it's heavy on the rifles for 00Nation. They want to just ensure that they're not going to drop anything here, that they can get off to that fantastic 3-0 start that basically promised to them by winning the pistol, as long as they don't falter too hard. See what these pistols can do up close.
Yeah, Molly will force them away. Actually doesn't go the full distance that they would have hoped to. Colzera taking first contact. Little bit of a spray coming through as well. Slightly messy. It's already the better buy. Not looking in the better position. Double kills coming through. This is a great start, I gotta say. But the answer comes right back. Cat will fall, which is not exactly the position you want to be in. And a lot of control being taken so far. This is not looking good. As we stand right now, everything's looking good. And with Dumao dropping, it leaves Taco all alone in a 1 versus 4. No bomb to had. Surely this one's done.
Yeah. There's nothing that Taco can do about this 1-on-4. The bomb out of his reach, as you said as well. So save the Galil. Have something at least to work with in this next round, or otherwise they're all getting 1400 and we'll be left with pistols, body armor, and a flasher smoke maybe at best. It's a fantastic time rather. Step up and just pop off with a massive 3-kill. I've got to unsanitize my names again.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Taco parking up. Keeping on the Galil. Just like that. Safe goal being made here. I mean, this has not exactly been... Well, safe to say, not exactly been the dream start. All in all, everything is not panning out in the way that 00Nation would have hoped, coming in towards, you know, a little bit of a, well, I guess, a more favourable buy for them. But they just fall flat to the pistols. I think they get a little bit nervy. They don't expect that sort of level of aggression towards Con, and it sort of comes back to bite them. Of course, now it's the score all tied square. Unfortunately, 00Nation, not a lot for them to bring to the table. Just one Galil to work with.
Yeah, they're going to need some miracles here. The Tech 9's always in with a shot at catching some players off guard as well, in fairness, but it's heavy on the rifles for PLANO. Good utility as well to back it up. They have a big chance here to try and stabilize and establish their CT side here early on, which is something that just never happened on the previous map of Inferno. So Be a big find. Dumo waiting up close on the other side of that smoke, tucked in. Fresh smoke goes down though, so he's not going to be able to do too much for now. And really, I think they were hoping for some aggression to come in that they could punish, and it's not really happening right now on that T side. So the issue is being pushed. Taco charging out Monster with the help of Lato. No one else was really quite ready to follow up. It's a little bit of a delayed T play onto that B side, and unfortunately they just get torn apart one by one. They're really not much of a fight to be put up. Lub dies. Other than that though, they keep the main weapon standing. What they lose, I think, one of the Galils. So yeah, I mean, a small bit of reinvestment for PLANO, a full eco for 00Nation, and a 3-1 lead likely to be taken alongside a pretty solid economy, as it's only going to be really Glocks here in this round that they're up against, so they should be building that money quite a bit.
No, agreed. Exactly that. This should be pretty free for PLANO to put up a third on the board. As long as they don't lose more than max 2, we're all right. He's coming through a lot of damage. Surely Taco falls. Of course, safe to be said that this one not really going to have too much of an impact. Less maybe. No. KNG, other ideas. Other ideas. It's just been so easy for them. Messy spray. There is him, and of course he'll walk away with 2. Pistol's been off, and that is the round. I mean, very comfortable stuff. Very easy. Apparently we do have a little bit of a hard issue. We're going to come back to our camp switch in a second, but so far, not bad, Dean.
No, I mean, we're only going to get a feel for how it's really going to go in a moment as we get in gun round, but considering 00Nation took a pretty convincing initial pistol, PLANO then turned it around off the back of a big play for Decenty, and now SHZ is looking good as well in these opening rounds, so it is good signs for them in comparison to what we got out of them on Inferno. Let's hope, though, that they can keep it up now, and, well, with the up-in play for NQZ, with like a Lils as well, it's a decent enough play, but there is some weaknesses to be had, and already a punishment actually as that aggression comes in towards the playground. KNG gets shut down. Cold Zero waiting for more. It looked like there was a chance to maybe line up the 2, but fortunately not the case. Instead, it is a trade back. Some damage sure has been dealt out, but it's still a 4-on-4.
Yeah, still in a position where things are looking pretty damn good. Lob taking a couple of taps, giving away his position, not cleared properly, and a spray through. He won't be caught by the flash either. Lob, quick trade by Dumo. Brings the numbers back level, elevated angle. That is risky, and he somehow gets away unscathed while dealing some damage to the player crossing, and more on towards Decenty. Will fall to the hands of SHZ as at range the AWP holds, but it's all down. It's now just one man, Lato, who had an unbelievable map 1.
Had his moments in the previous series as well. Let's see. Hasn't just going to be waiting back in the spawn, and I think Lato might play right into his hands, unfortunately, but Galil against AK. Really, it was just the crosshair placement wasn't quite ready there for Periazin. It didn't seem. Didn't get the flick up in time, barely even landed a bullet. I don't think it's ripped apart, and with that, a second round for 00Nation is just about clinched. The economy, though, still there for PLANO, so they'll be able to fight back in and see if they can return one here of their again, and considering only a single player survived for 00Nation, obviously their economy is still pretty rough, and you can see 2 Galils and Mac 10 even in play, so there's definitely a good chance of the CT side swinging back and winning out around here again immediately in return. But yeah, 00Nation, they do get that second. Let's see now if they can build off the back of it.
Taco.
Very quick control.
Yeah, taking forward control here, and for Taco with that Mac 10 in hand, could close down a little bit of that space. Just put the pressure on over towards PLANO. Oh my gosh. Let's get a little bit nosy. Has a poke in. Of course, we forced the angle. Flash coming through as well. Will catch SHZ. He's lucky that Taco had backed away, because that could have cost him his life. He will take a lot of damage. Spam through the wood, in fact, taking that damage. That allows them to reclaim the short water control. And as Decency pushed up towards long, he needs to be careful. Cold Zera holding, waiting, and of course finding. Decency just got a little bit overzealous, and it will cost him his life.
Fortunately, top of Periazin and SHZ being pretty heavily tagged up as well. This is not a good spot for 00Nation. It started off decently when Taco's exchange on short kind of lost him out the health advantage, but since then, PLANO really are struggling to find any footing in this round. On control being taken over on A. B water control also under their thumb currently, so they have the options available. I know PLANO, it looks like they are heavily shifting their momentum mostly towards, or their presence rather, mostly towards that B bomb site initially. See if they're going to be ready now. Piri line ahead of that smoke in on the A bomb site. It's going to need at least 2, preferably even more from this, and oh, it's not allowed. The flash is perfect. Holding up close over the truck rather. Deals with him before he can take out Taco, who was clearing the close long corner. So just good teamwork all around. It's forced to save already out of the CT side. And it's understandable because they'll have actually a pretty decent investment, I believe, around it. They get the 1900 right, so he should be able to just do a scrape together and invest his M4 and body armor. Maybe a flash or so behind it. Decent, he might get a FAMAS and a few nades. Might even have Piri go for a FAMAS as well.
Yeah.
Either way, we will see something being put together. The only thing is, the fact that they're saving here, it tempts them into going for the buy, which means obviously they're not going to be taking an eco. Then if that doesn't work, suddenly it's a 4th round for 00Nation already on the T side. Maybe even a 5th off the back of it, as an eco would have to come in. So it can quickly spiral.
I mean, it really could get... It could get messy in a matter of moments, right? And they need to be careful. Right now, both sides not really sitting in a secure position, but you think there's a little bit more comfortability over toward 00Nation. Of course, now with, you know, that round going in their favor very conclusively. They've got a lot of money to work with in arrears if things do go sideways, but overall, it's a great opportunity. Win this round, and it just shatters all the hopes over towards PLANO and sets that T side up for a lot of early success on towards their map pick. Of course, 00Nation, things started okay, but, you know, losing that force bind towards the second round, that's what cost them the real potential of having quite a stonking lead right about now. But now that they've kind of clawed things back, they've answered back, that's what matters most. Doomau was spotted 2 crossing back over towards top connector. So for him, that's a lot of information relayed over.
A very slow default being played out as well here by the T side. Bit of a change up with the double play deep down on A long, at least from PLANO, but let's see how this is going to pay off. Right now, at least, we're not really seeing 00Nation moving over towards long. Instead, the focus around bathrooms, and if they bypass them through the smoke here, this could become a little bit of an issue potentially. Sage said though, spot presence deep on long. Only Lato, so I don't think he's going to want to stick around fighting that for too long on his own. Although, as I say that now, calling in for the clinch through the bathrooms, it's Doomau who finds both for free, basically, with that Galil. They'd been distracted from down long, but they were covered up as well. Even manages to take a 3rd kill for himself. It's the hat-trick. Coldzera has no trouble with the blinded up peers in on the bomb site, and this one's done. It's 00Nation taking a 4th round, as I said. Now they're going to be forced onto an eco, most likely, even if this one M4 is saved over. And 00Nation should be heading up towards 5 rounds before they're even going to be contested here again by the rifles.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. This is a great position for them to be in. If they can drop lob as well on the way out, that'd be huge. There's a little bit of a nosy coming over as well. They're poking about. Doomau might be the one to test. The question is Dizzy's spot. I think he may have. He's holding down the position. He seems to be curious about it. Only would have spotted the shoulder on that jump peak. So lob actually should be okay. A bit of a spam comes through. But it's a great round. Once again, 00Nation so far looking flawless unless one falls on exit. Doomau getting close to danger. But he'll be alright. And that's the lead going back in favor. 00Nation taking map number 1 and now starting, you know, to put up a really, really good performance in towards this second or their pick. And this is what we were hoping from them. This is what we expected to see in towards our opening game of the day as well. But just couldn't quite find that consistency. Now it's looking better. And of course, as we said, economy over towards PLANO shattered. Not in a good space. And it has to just be a pretty minimal buy around that M4A1S. Only pistols because the rest of the team want to stick around that 2K mark. So they have guaranteed money to work with in towards the next.
Yeah, I mean, you need to focus on just hopefully solidifying the economy and starting to build up from proper gun round at this point, rather than, as we've seen in the previous, the lack of utility that they had as they were just kind of scraping things together with a few saved weapons. Obviously, there's still one M4 here, and Like the idea of getting aggressive up on B, maybe leave someone forward right now, take a little bit of a stack to gamble up towards A, potentially. The problem is, Dumau's already walked onto the bomb site and he completely caught KNG off guard. It was going for the jump peaks towards Banana. It's going to pull the rotations, sure, but it's a bit late. There's already 2 players here. The bomb's on the way as well. Sure, they haven't taken the site completely with everyone, but they've already established their lines of sight and really shouldn't have too much trouble here, even if they begin to swarm through. As the nades go down, though, I don't think that's really an option anymore. I mean, save the M4, get a couple exits with the pistols. Maybe SHZ saves the Kevlar as well.
Again, you know, it's not the end of the world, is it? Right? I mean, it's still something to work with. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Not falling. Thankfully, the M4A1S will be collected by Decency. At least gives us something to work with for a PLANO. Save those 3 across to be alright. SAZ. Toe spotted. Spammed by Taco. Even saving is becoming so difficult for a PLANO. Had a look in. Pierre's in. Tried to go for a little ninja defuse at the end. Won't find any success. And it's a flawless round for 00Nation. They are flying right now. Brilliant display being shown here. And this has already started to look, you know, exactly the way map number 1 looked, where it was just completely one-sided. Everybody stepping up to the plate. And, you know, the individuals really having the moments. Dumau, again, continuing his unbelievable form. He sits 10 and 5, 145 ADR right now. And he has been the main impact man. No one else has really had, you know, that much of a step up. A little bit in Cold's era, but it's been all through that one channel. But it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, the T side seems to be coming together well for them at the moment. QZ charging forward a little bit more aggressively than we've seen them control previously. Overall, though, very similar approach. Split it up, bit of connector presence, 1 player outside B showing that they're not leaving things open around here either, and really just keeping the CT side guessing in the very early stages. Decently, I think, actually playing kind of aggressive around connector himself, burning a small bit, I would presume, right there.
Potentially, right? Potentially.
SHZ not looking too healthy either, considering there hasn't been a ton that's happened within this round to already have 2 players relatively tagged up. KNG saw the weapon, right? I think he did get a slice spot at a barrel. It pulls him into the angle. I was going to say dangerously with a player up on party, but he gets away with the kill.
Oh, he tried to block the smoke. Can't quite do it. Double up with KNG. Bit of support being created. How do they find success? Because that attack's still coming towards the A side. In they come, flooding through. The smoking towards that front side of the site as well. Gives them room to work with. And Dumau and Cold's era combined. That lovely entries coming through. And everything is relying on KNG to find success. Good for the first, but the bomb still will be planted. And a post-plant set up. And now surely seen off as well. It's all down to 2. KNG, a masterclass needed from him. Spots the first, finds it. Lato falling. Makes this a doable affair, but a post-plant set up in such an aggressive standpoint. Surely they'll be fine here. Avoiding the flash. Finding one as well. Tapping on towards the bomb, but I think it's too little, too late for Lob. And he won't even be able to find time there. Even if he was to find the kills, it will not make a difference. NQZ, oh, it's a fantastic ending from him. We've called on this youngster to find success. We've called on him to step up to the plate. And there it is.
I mean, it's still relatively early days in the map, but it's worrying when you look at how poor map 1 went and the fact that, of course, PLANO, they had a promising beginning here now, but it already has become a situation where 00Nation have a T side that they could probably be semi-happy with, even if they didn't add any. Obviously, it'd be pretty bad if they lost 6 in a row, but they got the basics of what they need here pretty much. Eagle's being boosted up there, I believe. Real damage done in return when they tried to shoot back there as they were going to the mini monster, but as they start taking fights on the bomb site, as you can see, the AKs reign supreme. The stack towards connector at least allowed a trade for an op to be stolen away, which is decent recovery. Sorry, it was the AK, wasn't it? The op was already in play, I believe. Either way, gets to back away with it and keep something in play. He had fully invested as well, I believe, so if he had have went down, that would have been trouble.
For now, I think for Decency, even saving this orb is going to be quite tough. They're poking around. A lot of time to kill as well. It's going to be the first fight as well. On towards the AK. Easy way of the flank. They know he's here. They know all too well. Try as he might. Saving here is going to feel nigh on impossible. He'll avoid the flash. Needs a butte. Not going to happen. Taco see him off from behind. Really, really good work coming out. And this is already looking, you know, very similar, Dean, to what we saw. I mean, this has just been... I mean, it's been fantastic once again. While losing that second round of the half, the kind of the force buy against the Pistols really put them in a bit of a rough space. Overall, it's been a nigh on, you know, flawless T-side performance. That was that one period, little hiccup, rookie mistake, overzealous cost them. If it wasn't for that, we could even see the potential of a flawless half so far being coming through, because 00Nation, they just look so rehearsed on that T-side.
Taco been enjoying the pro peek up around short there. Had gone for it with the Mac 10 earlier on. This time though, down by Lub. Gives PLANO what feels like one of the first uncontested opening kills in quite a while, on top of a ton of damage onto Dumao as well. Definitely the best position we've had PLANO in quite a while. Dumao gets finished off. I'm surprised he was actually willing to keep on pushing alone there, considering the health he was sitting on.
Thank you, Zed. Continues to do what he does best. KNG holding. Lato in the side of the map will find a kill at the same time. This is much better from PLANO. Finally finding form, but it's not done just yet. 00Nation take a lot of damage, but 2 remain alive. And in front of the smoke as well. Enki dead with the AWP. Needed magic. But Lob will see it off through the smoke. Lato falling too. Only a small amount of health to work with, and unfortunately can't quite make it work. That's going to be a 4th collected. In the dying embers of this first half, it looked like 00Nation were on the road to essentially seeing this one off quite dominantly, but maybe this still is life over towards PLANO.
It's a start. Double up setup here as well. Let's see if this is what they need to just start locking down a streak of rounds right now, because that's the only way they could truly turn the tides. This CT side. Taco gets dinked. Okay. Not too sure exactly how that angle worked out, but either way, brought down to 50. He's not going to be too happy about that. Seemed like he was out of the danger, really, when he had pushed deep in the water. KNG, the timing doesn't hit the flick. Okay, damn. Thankfully, given plenty of time to retreat, as the mid push hadn't come up close yet. But that seemed like a bit of a missed opportunity to potentially give them that man advantage to sit with and really not have to press the issue too much anymore. Instead, Decently wants his up to have an opportunity to ring here. Waiting for someone to make the mistake of stepping into the crosshair, and well, it's not happening for the moment. Instead, Piri gets a bit of a challenge there, just a few warning shots to send them back down connector.
Yeah, pop shot taking the off the back of the flash as well. Nothing really being made out of just yet. A lot of damage being dealt, but for the most part, it's that sort of unconfirmed damage, which means that PLANO might still be a little bit more nervy than they probably need to be. coldzera sneaking by. He hears the information towards Dice. That lurk by coldzera, this could be the winning factor. He could get this A side for free because they attempted to rotate and full rotate away. As both AWPs looking like want to make a little bit more of a passive approach. Decency. I think it's all going to be down to his shot, to be perfectly honest. Will he spot him out? Holding, waiting, finding. coldzera didn't expect it, didn't clear. And in comes the rest of the troops as well. As Decency makes it a second. Lovely shot for him. Time's ticking. Can't quite make it a third. The bomb might be able to go down. Other ideas though. And the plant comes in. Just about. Fine margins. Taco's nowhere to be seen, and they can just stick it.
Yeah. Taco at least getting the save his AK over. There's still tons of money on that T side as well, so he can just keep on grinding here and trying to add 1 or 2 more rounds at most to this T side. 8 or 9, I think it'd be a pretty secure amount of rounds for sure that for them to feel comfortable with, and at that point, PLANO at least would themselves also have a somewhat salvaged half. So yeah, we're getting a bit of a fight now between them for sure. But I think 00Nation, if possible, would preferably like to take all 3 remaining rounds. So that's why we're getting a little bit of a pause here. They've got the money to do it. It's the one positive.
It's true. It's true. There is definitely the cash on hand to make this a possibility. not exactly going to say it's the easiest affair, but right now, there's very little you can complain about, generally speaking. This is a map in which most sides very much favor that CT side, which of course is kind of the general case across the vast majority of the competitive map pool. And at 00Nation, they've put up actually quite a conclusive T side already. I think the main thing, the priority for them is just make sure that they guarantee a lead heading in towards the second half. But anything more, cherry on top, to be perfectly honest. I think they've set themselves in a very good opportunity to guarantee that lead. 8 is a real possibility. They just need to get over that final hurdle and then they're chilling. Oh, come on, take a shot, KNG. Do it. No, not going to happen.
Even fully wallbangable?
I think you actually can. It has to be a headshot, but I think you can.
Yeah. Would have been interesting to see. Unfortunately, not quite. NQZ is already slightly tagged as well, so might have worked out. Either way. Oh, I think you seen him because of the molly there. Got just out of dodge before the bullets landed, so no damage done initially. Instead, it's Taco who comes in, shutting down SHZ, and Dumo flashes his way through connector as well. Denies what looked like an attempt at further aggression in through short, and a wild peek in towards Monster from Piri as well. They have just not had a good round here. Picked apart everywhere they tried to take a fight, and well, KNG and Decency now left alone. KNG knows there's a player up close at the very least. It is just going to be one stray lurker, though. Everyone else making their way back towards B at this point, and well, let's see. Has he got Cold Zero's number? He does. That's one kill at least. But Decency can't do anything about what is about to be a bomb plant on this B bomb site.
It's off. The question is, once again, it asks, do they give this a go? Them smoked out. I think Decency comes back for the save, and they're just going to regroup going in towards the next round. I don't think they're going to they're going to want to say give this a go. It just doesn't feel like it's something in their locker right now. I think that is going to be the case. They've called for it. KNG keeping hold of the AWP, and for Decency, just having a rifle to work with, it's a silver lining. It's better than nothing. We've already spoken about this. This has been some stellar work coming out. He's like, oh, no way. Trying to ninja. Now he's got no time. I respect the effort. I will. But Taco remained loyal to the cause. And he will stay alive as well. So all in all, really not that bad as things stand. Penultimate round of the half. 8-5 in favour of 00Nation. An opportunity for a 10-5 ending to the half. And, well, with a slightly dicey economy over towards the CT side, to be honest, Dean, it's actually kind of doable.
Yeah, I mean, if they can come out with 7 still on the CT side, win the pistol on that second half, then definitely cannot count them out. But in 8 already on this T side for 00Nation, if they even manage to get one more, then it most likely confirms the second one as well to go ahead and give them double digits. And at that point, I think I'll be in the corner of 00Nation pretty firmly.
Yeah.
Let's see, this is the gun round that could maybe sway me a small bit.
It's the one that matters as well. All in all, a lot to like on that T side. It's just a question of now, can they see it off even further, right? Take even more of a gap going into that next half. I mean, with a full investment by PLANO, the East is a big risk. Failure to convert this essentially confirms that 00Nation will find 10 rounds at the halfway mark. Oh, great nade stack. Taco and NQZ combined. And NQZ will make it one more with the AWP. That double digits at the half is knocking Dean, because that is not a bad start to this round.
Yeah, they have been destroyed before there was even any sort of a thought process had about what sort of a round they were going to play out here on this side, I think. SHZ barely hanging on. They are at least making the correct call to go ahead and stack things up towards A, it looks like, but Dumo might still just be able to put a stop to this on his own, already creeping forward. Caught off guard by the second player rotating up through the stairs, and with that, they probably won't expect the other to be deep in on long. Although they've already done damage to Decency, so never mind, they might be aware of it. They're already routing things back over towards B, where it's now completely open for the take, and 9th round confirmed pretty much, and I would imagine the save is about to be called for by Lub and Decency.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is really not good. And I think a hunt call is good as well. I mean, 00Nation, go hunting. Go and try and find They know that Orb's in play. Go and have a look. They can definitely make a world in which they can, you know, really solidify that they're going to find double digits at the half here. And they are. You can see them leaving only one over towards the site and the rest going to pair around. This first fight will be important. Lato will fall. But now they know the position of the Orb, and they might try and convene on this position. Time ticking, and now I think that should be okay to say, but it doesn't matter either way. That's 9 collected. 00Nation going in towards the halfway mark, minimum at a 3-round lead. And that enough should be, you know, confidence ensuing throughout this 00Nation side. So there's very little you can complain about. They're playing some cracking Counter-Strike. And, of course, winner of this will join the loser of the 9Z versus Fluxo game in the lower bracket finals. Right now, Fluxo took map number 1, and it's currently 8-6 on map number 2 in favor of 9Z. So maybe that one might be going to the third.
Potentially. We did, of course, have a 3-mapper on our first one, but now it's looking like 2 could be the way. Unless PLANO have a big turnaround on the second half, and potentially here in the final round of this half, KNG stands his ground despite the flash coming over. Had support from Decendy as well. Was actually going to stick around despite KNG shifting his attention down towards Connector. 2 players in on mid. Fantastic flash. Coldzera ready for it. They're going to know the op, of course, is still present around mid somewhere also, so wondering exactly what the call is right now. Yeah, they decide they don't want to have to deal with that op either. No flashes really to deal with him other than the one on Dumao down on B, and he's been spammed down low now as well. This is bad. KNG with a kill onto Dumao. Coldzera pulls one back, but he's going to walk right through the smoke into Pirazin, who really has no issues taking a free kill and an upgrade to an AK.
Is that it? 00Nation, we thought 10 rounds was an achievable mark, but now, of course, numbers don't favor them. This makes things all the more difficult. Taco, NQZ, what do they do? 40 seconds on the clock as it looks like they're going to slowly pay their way over towards the A site. Pirazin parked up behind Dice. Time starts to tick, and you can see visibly he's cautious, he's nervy, and they'll drop a smoke in towards front site. They try and deny their presence. It's all down to this. Nice shot. Very nice shot. Bomb will go down. Okay, so they're okay. Bomb gets planted. Tap's coming through as well. And in front of it, NQC will deliver. Great shot towards SHZ, and that leaves Lob all alone. 1 versus 2 to deny. But the post-plant setup so deep, and with the util dropped on towards the site, this one feels impossible. A smoke would make it a possibility, but NQZ's got other ideas. 10-5 at the half, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you all after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 10-5 at the half. 00Nation on their map pick. Looking pretty damn good right about now. And potentially setting themselves up for a 2-0 and knocking PLANO out. And Cold Zero will start off well. Oh, Duma, Cold Zero, Lato, all combining. It's a flawless round, in fact. Not bad. Not bad at all. 11-5, and already things continue to just fall in favor of 00Nation and PLANO continue to fall further and further behind.
Sorry, pulled out my headset there again. I initially had ran to the back. Came back a little bit late, so that was my bad. But then when I sat down, I stood on my headset wire and I pulled out. So
there we go. There we go. Already, it's been a hectic affair.
Both for me and the game, I would imagine the MP9 though up close has a chance to potentially feed a bit, even though they do have Kevlar. Still looks like they are finding a lot of success, fading away, going from angle to working well off of each other as Lub does what he can to try and recover a kill, but that's going to be all that's allowed. It's 12-5 for 00Nation. Off to a good start here on the CT side, and well, really the chances for PLANO to really get an opportunity for a comeback are going to be few and far between. Unfortunately, there'll be a gun round up in the next one at 13-5 already. They lose that, then they'll likely be forced to go ahead and concede the 15th and play for an overtime. So a true comeback opportunity is only really going to come in this next round.
That's it. I mean, realistically, this next full buy in towards round 19 is the one that decides things. If they're even going to make a little bit of a competitive return. D-Day coming through. They're flying over towards long. I think a lot of this information will have been heard. You can sort of see the posturing in that rotation back over towards the A site, and to be honest, the wrap behind them. That's the important one. Lato, he's going to be tested, spawning a few, but he gets deleted by Piriarazin. And now, of course, that A site's open. The bomb will go down. And it's a numbers disadvantage retake for 00Nation on the cards.
Oh, I was going to say a chance there if the Deagle could have shut down that push-up short to really start swaying things in their favor. But a return found, and I was going to say with the kits available as well, they should have a relatively easy time cleaning this up. But no, the Deagle's beginning to land shots again. SH said with a fast headshot. Taco in close here as well, coming up towards the stairs, and the bank might be in trouble as he walks into the crossfire, but no! Decent, he had just started making his way back up the stairs, so Taco gets the drop on two of them. And, well, really, he can't do anything about the defuse anymore, unfortunately, so despite what looked like a very promising round there off the back of very little to work with initially, unfortunately, they aren't able to close it. But, I mean, a bomb plant, a few kills as well. A couple of kills being found also. There was some positives. The only thing is 13-5. You need more than that at this point. It's all about the round wins.
Yeah, at this point, it just already seems dead in the water. And unfortunately, this one chalked up. I just can't see a world in which they can make their way back in towards this one. Like we said for PLANO, this is where we get to see there's anything about their T side. A full buy coming out, but one of very few, potentially. KNG, they're not a bad start. NQZ will fall. There we go, an opening kill. That's a positive. It's a silver lining opening up. Like we said, there's a lot more they have to do to even remotely convince us.
Nice shot by Lato. Stayed committed to the angle though, so he gets traded in the end. Taco's only got a FAMAS as well, so I don't love his attempt to follow up if he's actually going to go ahead and peek this. Indeed, it works out though. Insta-dink follows up with a quick shot to the body, and suddenly it's a 3-on-3. I shouldn't have doubted him, clearly. Apologies, Taco. Backs right away, knowing that he doesn't need to give anything else away at this point. The 3-on-3, I mean, it's still technically preferable for PLANO, but how good 00Nation are playing, I think they're happy enough to just have this 3-on-3, and at this point take a little bit of a gamble to stack up on A, since they have that aggressive push through B already. In theory, they could lose a true connector, but they're taking a bit of a risk.
Question is out now for 00Nation how they play this. One stacked over towards Cart, messy spray, but Cold Zero will fall, and the second to follow as well. Pru hasn't cracked open the A site and all out the Doom out. course, does he have an upgrade? No, he drops. Oh, he does. He picks up the AWP. I think it's a safe call here. You know, Perry Harrison, he's cracked open things over towards the A side, and Duman wants nothing to do with it. Keep hold of the AWP. It's the good call. It's the safe call. And of course, then I mean a complete return back in towards the next round. They don't need to be too overzealous right now. 00Nation know they've got time to work with on this side because of just the wealth of a lead they've built up.
Yeah, I mean, money's there anyway. NQZ should be dropped the up. Dumo can buy for himself again. Everyone else can pretty much buy apart from Lato, who's likely going to need a rifle. I think he should also be able to get one, though. See whether Taco wants to give one over or not. Yeah, he does in the end. It'll limit his own utility, but just so that they all have the firepower. And actually, a double op setup is what they go for in the end. Dumo decided to buy up another one. I'm with it. I mean, 13-6.
Why not?
They have plenty of chances. May as well just pull out this double op setup and see if you can slap them here and now.
I think double AWPing on towards Overpass is really good as well. I mean, you can set one up one each side. Nice and easy. And I think it works wonders. And NQZ got a good little angle to work with. This setup is so strong. It's so hard to clear because the pot flashes over don't catch them. And there's what the AWP on the other side can do pretty well. Will catch Duman already. No PLANO. Not a bad little start here. But like we said, this setup in towards over towards the A site, or in towards mid, very strong. Very strong indeed. With PLANO numbers in their favour, they've got plenty of time to work with. 1 minute 10 on the clock, and now what's the call?
Well, apparently it's to just group monster. I like this. Get the man advantage group together. The problem is the smoke goes down in a bit of an awkward timing, and you don't really want to be bursting through the smoke right now, considering there is a 3-man waiting on the other side. So 00Nation have the right call right now. See if they can put together the defense or not. The utility as well, including that flash. NQZ though, I was going to say he has to be the first point of contact. Dink coming in, which forces a team kill because of the flashes. This is going so badly for PLANO. How does it fall early as it does? KNG is the only one to recover anything with 2 kills being found, nearly snatching up the third onto Cold. He's going to have to hunt it down instead to finish off with the P250, and it's going to have to be an ace clutch up against Lato, but he doesn't expect the short flank. KNG really is giving it his all right. It really did give it his all right there. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't quite enough. And with that, I mean, they have a bit of money they can kind of scrape together to buy, sure, but it doesn't seem to be enough. 14-6 already.
Well, right now, I mean, again, like we said, PLANO, everything they've tried, even when they've had the opportunities, just never look good. Never look good. NQZ waiting for the quad boost. Won't be giving it just yet. The KNG taking some aggro space here. This could get messy. Outside of the smoke. MP9 spraying through, catching a lot of him off the back of Util as well. As he'll essentially start the round off at 49 points of HP. 00Nation win this round. They find 15. And it breaks the economy of PLANO. And essentially locks in the map in the series. And there's the good start. Lob will fall.
MP9. Oh, that's not really the weapon you want for jump shots, but it works out for some good damage on KNG. It helped Taco out, distracted, and allowed for 00Nation to take a 2-man advantage in what pretty tough round here with a couple of weaknesses. So, yeah, looking pretty. Tight angle there as well with the op. That's going to be tough to hit. Yeah, not landing on deep. Thankfully, though, it functions as enough of a distraction for Lato to have an easy time in the follow-up fight, and while NQZ won't miss the second time around when he has the chance on Piri, even though he dies, the op's going to be recovered anyway. 15-6, 9 rounds in the difference, a very one-sided map here once again, and honestly, I was hoping for something a little bit more competitive between the two, but it's not too surprising after how their own map choice of Inferno went.
No, it has just been some seriously good work right now, and I gotta give the credit. I really just think 00Nation, you know, they've turned around from what was a deflating, a defeated team at the end of that first series. We kind of thought, you know, maybe this might mentally really affect them, and they've come out flying. Oh, PLANO. They can't even use the smokes in towards that guy's position. Oh, the ding comes through. NQZ gets, well, he bails out Lato. Slow ball fall. And there's already the opener. Things starting to crumble from beneath them. As opener left down to 4. They're desperately trying to get a little bit of control in towards that mid to long position. What can they do here? Pereira's only onto a deagle. A double Galil setup. 1 AK to round out the remaining 4. As it all goes quiet with 1 minute 10 on the clock. Okay.
Zed finds the initial kill at least onto Taco. Unfortunately, up back on long was just playing the bait and switch setup again. They're more than happy to have a player in a one and done spot, but only if they're supported by someone who is able to back away if they're getting a trade of their own. And I really like those setups.
I like this too. That's the first. Not quite the second. Quick trade coming through, but he takes a lot of damage. And Lato could be good for one here. He will. Lightning fast. He knows all too well. This one's done, ladies and gentlemen. One more bullet essentially is all that's needed to see this one off. It's a question of who will find it as time ticks away. And Decency, try as you might, brother. I don't think you'll be able to pull this off, ladies and gentlemen. GG. Back to back. 16-6 maps. What a performance. What a showing. What a game. I think a lot of credit has to be given towards 00Nation. What a performance from them.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it out of them after that first series either, where they kind of dropped off. Honestly, it looked like they had won the series, and then they managed to let it slip away as they did. I figured it was going to be in those games, just constantly up and down in terms of level. But no, they took firm control of this one and just decided, yeah, let's